Hi, it's Bruce, and welcome once again to my Rocky Mountain Lab. And today, going to give you a look at a General Radio 1419M. It's a triple decade capacitor. It will handle up to 500 volts, and the specifications are such that the is better than 1% on the first two decades and better than 1.5% on the third. And we're going to go ahead and measure this and show that we will exceed that actually quite a bit. It's a very nice looking unit in excellent shape. All of the controls operate very smoothly. And nice clean look to it. The voltage rating on this would make it sufficient to handle almost any case that you would work with. We can handle in one decade steps anything from 0.001 microfarad up to 0.1 microfarad per step. So in the lowest decade, that would be 0.001 microfarad, which is the same thing as a nanofarad. This would be 10 nanofarad steps, and this would be 100 nanofarad steps up to a microfarad. So you've got, this would be 1.11 microfarad. So let's run it through a test and just see how she performs. Okay, we begin by taking a look at the residual capacitance on the unit. This is with all zeros selected. We're getting 29.1 picofarad. And at the top of the meter here, it mentions it's possible 35 picofarad in two-terminal mode or half of that in three-terminal mode. We're running in two-terminal mode and we're getting 29, so we've exceeded the 35. However, we will mark that down and then we'll begin our testing. All right, we've dialed in the first step on the lowest decade, and we see that we are reading 1029.3. 1029.3, that's picofarad. It's reading in, and it's going to switch to nanofarads when I go to the next step, which essentially this is 1.0294 nanofarad. Okay, we're going to change to step 2. We went to 2.033. Step 3, 3.033, 4, 4.034, 5, 5.024, 6, 6.023, 22. We went down one. Okay, 7. We are at 7.022. 8. We are at 8.019. 9. 9.022. And 10. 10.020. Well, 10.019. All right. That completes the first decade. Let's try the second decade. We're still reading a residual of 29.1. Second decade, step 1. We are reading 10.104. Step 2. 2.007. Excuse me, that's 20. Wow. 20.07. 30.14. Step 4. 40.07. Step 5. 50.15. Step 6. 60.22. Step 7. 70.21. Step 8. 80.25. 9. 90.21. And 10. 100.27. Okay, completes the second decade. We are back to residual of 29.1 still. Third decade, step 1. 99.22. It's nanofarads. Step 2, we got 200.3. Step 3. Step 3 is 299.6. Step 4. 400.0. Step 5. 496.6. Step 6. 595.8. Step 7. 696.8. Step 8. 796.2. Step 9. 896.7. And 10. 995.8. All right. Well, let's run those numbers and see how we do, huh? Okay, well, we ran the results. And here we have the unit tested today. The residual was 0.0291 nanofarads. First decade, second decade, third decade. The actual results in the middle. And then the error That's an actual percent error in each decade. First 2 decades, according to spec, are supposed to be better than 1%. And in the first decade, the worst error I have is 0.24%. Second decade is 0.37. Well, it'll be the first one, 0.75% on the first 10 nanofarad point. In the third decade, it's supposed to be better than 1.5%, but we didn't exceed 1, so the worst error was 0.81 on the third decade. So we exceeded all of the specs. We used, in the repair of the unit and bringing it up to spec, we used capacitors that exceeded 500 volts, so we've maintained the 500 volt rating that's on the front of the unit. An excellent looking unit, works perfectly well, going to make somebody a real nice standard for the bench. So thank you for listening and happy bidding.